Hi, my name's Ellis. I'm the Clinical Skills Manager for Nursing and AHP here at the Trust. Yeah, so back in 2008, 2009, the NHS and the Ministry of Defence had a joint collaborative scheme called NHS Support to Operations. And as part of that, I was involved with the military and ended up doing a 3-month tour of Afghanistan over in Camp Bastion.
And what was life like in Afghanistan at that time and Camp Bastion?
So when we arrived in July, it was probably the busiest time for the military and the hospital that had been there sort of like for the last few years. As a consequence, we were extremely busy and the temperatures were extremely hot, so mid-45s, with air conditioning at times, but not always working. So usual day was up relatively early, breakfast in the mess, and then we would be into work. We'd have a number of tasks to do, obviously take handover. I was working in intensive care, so we had around 10, we could surge to around 15 beds. And so there was the usual checks and etc. to do, and then so that started the work of the day really. We did a sort of almost like a 3-shift system, so we did 12 hours on, 12 hours off, 12 hours night. And basically we just did that for essentially 3 months. So yeah, it was an interesting experience. I managed to see a lot of things that the majority of trauma nurses or intensive care nurses would never see in any other environment apart from theatre of war. Vitally important really that you had a good awareness of self. There was a lot of challenges, both physically and mentally, dealing with a wide variety of casualties, and not just always the military casualties too. And there was an opportunity for some introspection really when you're in that type of environment with little external influence, should I say. So apart from the ability to socialise with like your colleagues, there was the gym, and then pretty much that was about it. So there was an opportunity for, like I say, some introspection. That was a little bit about what my experiences there, but prior to leaving, obviously my manager and the clinical director of intensive care at the Trust needed to support it, and I was fully supported by both of them to fulfil what was a brilliant opportunity for myself, but also to pay something back to the military at the time. Following return, we obviously felt we needed to do something, so myself and one of my colleagues who was part of the same process wrote a report and presented at various conferences on how to improve and further develop the NHS support to operations incentive.